Hello everyone, welcome back. I got in a new laser light to be fixed either to a rifle or pistol, and I wanted to show it to you guys. Now, normally I don't do like indoor unboxing videos, but there's a lot of things in here that may not apply to me, I may not use, and I thought you guys should take a look at it and be aware of it. Now, the way I have used laser lights in the past is if I'm training somebody, usually, especially a child, okay, I fix this to the rifle because I want to know what the child is looking at, what they're actually aiming at, okay, because a lot of times with small kids, there's communication issues, so they're telling me that they see the red dot or they've matched up their iron sights and it's on the target, and you know, a lot of times I can clearly see that the rifle is just outright pointing in a direction that's where it's not possible, or that they're significantly off. But sometimes they're just a little, having a laser on the rifle really makes it a lot easier for me to train young kids. Okay, so that's the reason why I use lasers. There's some other possibilities that I'm gonna, and other uses I'm gonna explore in other videos. But I want you guys to understand what the primary use of these rifle lasers is for me. I want to be able to see what people I'm training are looking at, right, when they're looking through their sights or their optics or their scope or whatever they have, okay? And what I'll usually do is like I'll zero in, let's say at 50 yards, but I won't. What I'll do is I'll zero in, let's say 2 feet to the right of the target, right? Because I don't want the green dot, okay, because there's a green one, or if it's a red one, I don't want it on the target, right? Because then it becomes a distraction. I just want to be able to look at, to see it with my naked eye, either at 30 yards or 50 yards, and see it, let's say, about a foot or a foot, a foot and a half, 2 feet off to the right of the target. And I know, if I've zeroed in, say, a foot right of the target, and that's where the laser is hitting, I know that the person that I'm training is has their dot or their reticle or their sights, their iron sights, on the correct target. Okay, so that's how I use this. Okay, now one of the problems that I've had in the past with these lasers is the batteries. The batteries run out, and they usually like some weird battery. It's not like a 2032 or a 1632 that I use like in other rifle scopes, or pistol scopes, or different optics. It's usually something really weird that I don't have, and I gotta go searching online for, and a lot of times like I'll forget to order it or whatever, and what ends up happening is that I end up just not using the lasers. Okay, so the good thing about this is that this basically has an internal battery that is magnetically charged. Okay, so they give you this wire here. So this end over here plugs into something like this, right? It'll plug in like that. Okay, that goes into the wall. They don't give you this. Okay, and then this basically magnetically attaches there, right? I'll give you guys a little. There's actually like a little. It's almost like sticks out a little bit, right? So that goes right there, okay? And that's how you charge this. So you don't have to worry about buying batteries. Now, for the green laser, which is what I got, the runtime on this is 3 hours. If you get the red one, it's 8 hours, okay? So the green one tends to be a little bit brighter, a little bit more powerful. And given that I'm, not paying for the batteries, I said, hey, let me just get the more powerful one. And I'll just charge it more often. Now, one of the things that is going to annoy you, as it has already annoyed me, is that this is short. Okay, this is really short. So you're going to need to get an extension. Now, it kind of makes sense, I guess, for them. Like if they gave you like a long 6-foot extension, they'd have to give you a bigger box. Packaging it would be a whole other issue. Some people may not need it for whatever reason, but I think that once this gets attached to the rifle, you're going to need a longer extension. They're not that expensive, but just have that in mind, okay? You're going to want to get an extension, and you're going to need this piece here so that you can charge it. So this came like almost fully charged. Basically, it takes something like 3 hours to fully charge it. it I think it actually charged for about, I don't know, so maybe about 15 minutes. So it wasn't like completely topped off. So it took about 15 minutes to top this off, and it works. Right, there's the green light. Now, if you when it's so there's only one button on this, right? So it's easy. So it's easy to. So what happens when it goes on? If you did on. No, I haven't figured this part out yet. So you go on. Is it blinking? It has a blinky feature that I. There it is. Okay, so you got to time it right. So if you tap it twice when it's on, you get the blinky. Now I don't use that. Okay, but some people out there might use it. So it's on. There it is. Okay. So there's like a training thing. So it goes on. Okay, that's how we do it. I figured it out. Okay. So that's how the blinky works. Now, for me, it's just on and off. Okay, that's the only thing I'm going to use for the way I envision using this. Okay. So they do give you 2 Allen keys. One is for, and we're going to talk about this. One is for adjusting the screws, and the other one is for adjusting the zero. Okay. So this thing is really nice and compact. I actually weighed it on my scale. It's 2.2 ounces. Okay, so 2.2 ounces. It's really light. Okay, so now with this is like you can, because it's a laser, you can kind of mount it wherever. Like I haven't mounted it yet. You don't have to mount it all the way to the front like a flat, like you do normally with a light. If you want, you can mount it a little further back so that you can more easily. What I would say is wherever you normally grab this gun, if you take a C-clamp or whatever, that's how you're going to position this, right? You're going to figure out how you grab it, where your thumb ends up, right? So that you can activate the button, okay? So that I'm going to cover in another video. I'm not going to so much get into that. But one of the things I want to talk about in this video is I want to show you guys the cable and how it charges, because that, once we get outdoors, I'm not going to have that with me. So that needed to be done indoors. Okay, so that they give you a thin Allen key that goes there to adjust. I don't know offhand which is the elevation and which is the windage. Let's take a look at the instructions. Okay, so emitter beam looking at me. Elevation is going to be on. When the emitter beam is looking at you, elevation's on the left side, and the windage is going to be on the right side. Okay, so that's how that is. Or if it's facing away from you in that picture, if it's facing away from you, the windage is on the left side, elevation's on the right side. I mean, you'll figure it out. In fact, let me do this while I got the instructions here. I'm going to do this for you guys because there's a lot of technical specs here. I'm going to kind of roll this in front of you guys that are like into like technical stuff, so you can read some of the technical specifications. Now, one of the things that it does not say that I was trying to figure out is the water resistance level. Okay, is this waterproof? Is it like just water resistant? Is it like rain resistant? Is it rain proof? Oops. So that's one of the things that I actually sent CVLife an email to find out the water resistance level of this. Okay, so you got that information. Let me flip it over to the other side. Okay, so you got some more information here for those guys that. So you can see over here, you can rotate this around so many different ways. Okay, you can see we're going to go through the mounting. That's the other thing I really wanted to discuss indoors. How the different mounting options. You can kind of see it right there. So you can pause this and look at whatever you think is relevant for you. Okay, so again, that's not something I'm going to be able to do outdoors. Things tend to get wet and crumbled up and destroyed outdoors that are made out of paper. So that needed to be done indoors. Okay, so now the mounting options on this are like completely amazing. Way more than I was expecting. I'll tell you guys that. So the first one is the M-lok option, right? So basically, if you loosen this up over here, you've got a single screw, and of course you want to lock tight down this. It's kind of funny. I did a review a couple of days ago on some swivels that I got in, some QD mounting swivels, and I forgot to lock tight them, even though I mentioned it in the video. And what happened is, by the next day, a whole bunch of shooting, one of these things kind of vibrated loose, and I lost the screw. So yes, you absolutely have to lock tight these down. Okay, so you're gonna, and it's pretty easy. Just you can roll it in, apply the Loctite over here, blue Loctite, and then basically if you go like this, it'll spread itself all over the place. So this is like ready to go for M-lok. Okay, so you can see how that's set up. Let's see if I can kind of get this into the light a bit. There you go. Right. So that's ready to go for M-lok right there. Okay, but this does so much more. It's key. So let's take this. I'm going to take this screw out completely here. I'm going to put the M-lok screw. Let's leave that to the side there. So once you take this apart, you'll notice that there's also two screws on the end over here, right? You see those two screws? Well, let's take those screws out. I just wanted something that attached with the Picatinny rail. I wasn't even thinking that M-lok, that a direct M-lok was going to be an option. But this is awesome because the direct M-lok is an option. So you take this screw out. That's a very long screw over there. Take this screw out. That's a very long screw over there. Okay, so this separates. So when you take this apart, so first thing you see over here is you've got a piece of Picatinny rail, right, by itself. So let's say you have one of those wood rifles, right? Let's say you have a wooden stock. You have a rifle that does not come with any Picatinny or any M-lok, and you've got no way to attach it. Well, what you can do is, like, let's say this is a section of your rifle. You take this Picatinny, you put it there, and you just run a screw through here, right? You just run a screw through here, and now you can attach this section of Picatinny, okay, to anything that you can screw into, right? All right, you just attach it like that, or whatever. You can attach this to anything. So they give you a section of Picatinny rail. Okay, I've never seen that before with any of these type of attachments where they do that. Okay, so next thing we got here is over here we've got a section. The way this works, I mean, look at this. The way this comes back together, look at that. That's ready to go on your Picatinny. So the way this is now, we can take those two long screws, run it back through. Oh, get in the right position. And you can flip this on either side. Like right now, I'm setting it up to go on the left side. So you go there, get the other screw here. So again, blue Loctite, these screws. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so now, this can go on your quad rail, right? Or this can go underneath your pistol, right? You can mount this onto a pistol. Okay, so that's ready to go. So in that case, if this is going on your pistol, if this is going on the quad rail, you're not going to need this section over here. Just put that on the side in case you ever need it down the road for your kids or grandkids or whatever. So this is also reversible, right? So right now, if this is, let's say, if I wanted to flip this around, because if you look over here, they give you two more holes. Kind of hard to see with this freaking lighting, but there's actually, it's light. Here we go. Here. All right, you see the triangle? There you go. So you see those extra two holes right there? Okay, so you can flip this the other way. So you guys can see how I'm like dropping Allen keys here, dropping screws. Yeah, that's why this needed to be a separate video. This needed to be like, we actually needed to do an unboxing video for this. All right, so if I want, I can take this and now I can flip it over to this side. Match up those two screws. All right, so that's ready to go on a ready to go now on a quad rail, or just any, you could put it on the top rail of your AR. So you can go lefty or righty. Now let's see what they give us here. They do give us some additional screws of shorter length. Not even sure where I would use these. Hold on, let's try to figure it out. Where would we put these two screws? I mean, clearly they're M-locks, right? Are they just extra screws? I did say I lost the two screws the other day on the swivel. See, is it the same length as this one? Yeah, it is the same length. So I'm gonna say that they're extra screws, right? Because there's no. I mean, you could take this Picatinny reel. Let me see. Would that work? No, that wouldn't work. No, this you just got to screw. Yeah, because this is not going to go into there. That's not going to fit. So that doesn't go there. So we just got some. Conveniently, they gave us two extra screws. So let's put this back together so I don't lose it. So the way I'm planning to use this is I'm going to. This is really cool the way they do this. Yeah, this is a lot more than I was expecting. I didn't think they had such a sophisticated system here. So let's see, can I slip this in or do I have to take it apart completely? Yep, yeah, okay, I can see how that goes. Okay, so the way this is right there, right? You can take this, you can slip that in. And now we can tighten these two screws up. So I'm kind of figuring this out as I go along, guys. So, which is pretty much what you guys are going to do. But at least you've seen it once. So, and again, so this is completely reversible now. If you want it, you could take this off, put it on the other way if you wanted to. So that goes like that. So you can have this lefty or righty. Well, I mean, they give you lots of options with this. That goes like that. Let's tighten this up so I don't lose it. That goes a little bit tighter. Okay, good. All right, so this thing is ready for experimentation. There it is. So yeah, the only thing I gotta find out for you guys, and I'll know by the next time I do a video on this, so we're gonna probably do a couple of videos on this, is the water resistance level. And I have a feeling that, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be, at the very least, it's gonna be rain resistant because of this, the way the switches here, it's rubberized, so that usually indicates, the reason why they rubberize the buttons is so that water can't get in there. So that's usually a good indication. And I can see, if you look over here where the elevation and the windage is, here, let me put the light back on that. You can see like there's this bluish color for the windage and the elevation. That also indicates a water seal. So at the spot where you turn your windage and elevation screws. So without, I'll have more information for you guys by the time next time I do this, because I sent CVLife an email, and I'm sure they'll respond to me. I mean, I just sent it a little while ago, so I don't expect an instant respond, but I will get that information for you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is really, really interesting, and it's like I said, it's an interesting and it's a very useful tool that I use for training kids. Because a lot of times with kids, it's like you tell them, okay, is your dot on the target, and they're just like nodding their head, and they're like, a lot of times I have found that they're nodding their head, but they're not actually doing it. So yeah, I want positive confirmation that they're aiming at the thing that I want them shooting at and nothing else. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, we're gonna be talking some more about this. But so far, like unboxing, man, I'm loving this 2.2 ounces. This looks really cool.